about TIE. TIE is a mentoring organization globally. We are one of the chapters out of 18 chapters in India and out of 61 chapters around the world. What we do is we help youngsters to be entrepreneurs. We do advocacy. We are advisors to the local government on e-cells, setting up entrepreneurship divisions, also in universities, colleges, and all around the region. So this is our 17th program of Guru Talk, where we would love you to engage with us, our speaker, have some questions, how you can be an entrepreneur, how you can fulfill your dream as a business leader, thought leader. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'll introduce Hridesh Madan, who is our charter member and a great support to the chapter. He's been engaged with us for the last 2-3 years. And I don't think he needs much introduction to those who know him also, who are present here. He is a very successful entrepreneur in my mind. He's done well, he's contributed to the region, given employment, and he's creating, quite inspiring as well as, aspiring students. Thank you, Hridesh, for being here. Wish you very good luck. And we'll have 5 to 10 minutes for you to say your story, how you started and how it was. And then we'll ask questions to the audience. So Hridesh, tell us, were you in a job or what happened after you finished your education? What was in your mind?
Yeah, let me start from my engineering days. I was, like most of the people, thinking of a job. Normally, when we are in plus 2, and you are doing engineering, so dream of a job in X company, Y company, this pay package. And I also used to think in a similar fashion. But till my 3rd year, I was thinking of doing MTech because I was good in technical. I was college topper, and I did my engineering not from a very good college, because I belong to a small place, Nalagarh, and didn't have great counseling and guidance that what to do in life. But eventually, I picked up, and I was university director, so a lot of boosted in terms of I can do something. I wanted to go to IIT at that time, eventually 3rd year. But final year, suddenly, I realized, I remember we had a function, like to have engineering college. In our college, for 3 years, there was no function, there was some students. So we were on the organizing committee and we did that successfully. So suddenly that, gave me some idea, okay, let me try my hands on MBA. It came to my mind. And I worked for 1 year after my engineering. During that 1 year, I realized one thing, that the job was not able to take out 100% from me. I had a lot of unutilized, you can say, that knowledge or capacity. For 6 months, I felt this job is not taking out what I can do. If you are a junior, so not given that opportunity, you have limitations. And obviously, my idea was to do MBA. That's the reason I had taken 1 year drop. So, in my first year, I was very clear that I am going to work of doing. That is the reason, first semester onwards, first semester I was college topper. For the college and marks should go hand in hand. It's the ideal scenario. But there's a gap. A lot of time. You can skip a lot of chapters, right? Still you can get good marks. You know it, how the system works. So I decided I'm not going to go for marks anymore. I had 4 years of my engineering topper and first semester. I said no, I'm going to read. And so I started a lot of reading in, I know a lot of books in my library, whatever books were available for marketing, branding. My target was every 7 to 10 days I will finish one book. And I kept that pace. 2 years went by, and I was getting jobs in Pune. Purposely came back to Chandigarh because my family was there. And I said to myself, if I take up a job in Pune, it will be difficult to relocate. So it's a very hard decision because in that 1998 Chandigarh there were hardly any jobs. It was very difficult to find one. So I took that decision because even you get ठीक है क्या फर्क पड़ता, you get less money. So 1 year was that transition period when I relocated from Pune to Chandigarh, and I was continuously searching for what I can do. Because I belonged to Nalanda at the time, industrial belt was started moving, because what is it today, it was not there at that time. So though it was industrial belt, but it had flopped once. So there were a lot of sick companies there. So I searched for 1 year, but manufacturing was not something which was possible for me, because I belong to a middle class family where parents were government servants, government job, and you don't have that kind of a capital with you, because manufacturing requires capital at the end of the day, right? And we didn't have enough capital. So a lot of ideas were coming from manufacturing side, but because I'm a mechanical engineer, a lot of things were there in my mind, but I couldn't pursue that path. And so within that 1 year period, I still remember how this idea of coaching came. My sister was pregnant, and she was admitted in Sector 32 hospital. So I just picked that business world vaccine, and generally I used to read whenever I get time. So they had for a national level, coaching institute classes. They wanted a franchisee. So suddenly I started relating. At the time I was searching. It was the month of March, I remember. I joined job in the month of August. So I thought, yes, I can do it. Because I was good academically. I used to, counsel my juniors, my batchmates. A lot of people used to flock to my room, last 10 days, 3 days mein what should we read, to clear. And I was very good in that. I'm very intuitive that way. So I can really, tick, 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 yaar ye kar lo, ho jayega. So that is how, I connected. Yeah, I have been doing this, though not at professional level, but I think this is what I can do.
So Hitesh, who named Bullseye? How did the name come?
Honestly, Bullseye is not my name.
Okay.
I'll tell you, when we started, then we were 45 and yeah, this is good, we can do that. Then I asked one of my friends, my batchmate, roommate rather. So I gave him this idea. Earlier he was also thinking of doing a job. He got interested. So he started searching the market. At the time I remember Ekadike was the market leader. In fact, it used to be Bisleri of Chandigarh market. For 9 years they were undisputed leaders between 1991 to 1999. And they used to control 80% of the market share. So we, searched, and suddenly we found good. And suddenly what happened, the company we were approaching for the franchisee, things didn't work out, right? Because they're financially very stringent, and we said this is not something acceptable to us. Though they were also not that big at point of time, because they had just 2 franchisees. And then suddenly I talked to one of my friends who was my batchmate in engineering. His cousin had started Bullseye in Pune. So I went to Pune, met him, and he said, okay, you open Bullseye in Chandigarh, no problem. So that's how the Bullseye started in Chandigarh.
That's how you started your journey as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
How many of you are students and how many of you are entrepreneurs? Students first year. Okay. And entrepreneurs? Are you all entrepreneurs? Yes, I am. Okay. Anybody? Okay. So what do you do, sir?
I have a small organization. I run an institute for gate electronics.
Okay. In Chandigarh? It's been it's in what year of establishment?
It's been 3 years right now. I'm having my 3rd batch. It will be passing out this in February.
Varshav is with KPMG. What about
Planning, in fact, I resigned from my job just a couple of days back.
Okay.
On 3rd, I resigned. I was working as a regional training manager with an insurance organization. And for the past approximately 1 year, in fact, I've been thinking or planning to come on my own, and finally the decision has been taken. So I'm planning to be on my own.
Wonderful. That's great. So So Ritesh, what next then? Is the journey of entrepreneur only here? Do you agree?
So I'll say journey is all about making a team, because captain is as good as his team, right? So if you have to expand, obviously things you start alone. Obviously then people join you.
In fact, sorry to interrupt, but that's one point that's coming to my mind. Right, past couple of days, in fact, I'll say past approximately a month, that's a predominant feeling, very pervasive feeling that's coming to my mind that, I feel very lonely. I mean, somehow, for the past 10-12 years, I've been working in an organizational setup, and now since I'm on my own, I feel isolated. I don't know exactly why.
So
What's the
why, I
reason?
think that's a very valid concern. Why does he feel isolated? Does he lack somewhere to share things, or
No, the
it should be like
I'll tell you, he has worked for so many years. So there is a platform around him, with people, the system around you, and suddenly that support system is gone. In fact, it's not only your case. I know one of my friend who last year left Hindustan Times. He was in a very senior position, right? And he used to come and meet me, and he said, every time you come, किया देखो mobile phone का भी तो अपनी जेब से देना भी पड़ रहा है, I'm said, you have everything. You say कि यार अब तो बंदा भी नहीं है मेरे पास, I used to have 3 phones on my table and all those things. Suddenly support system is not there. The people who used to take your orders, who used to give. So obviously that, see, entrepreneurship, first 3 years are going to be tough. Take my words. You can reduce the gestation period. I'll give a practical. It's just like a baby, right? A baby requires maximum care in the first year, right? So till it is 5 or 6 years, only then it stabilizes. He can gain development. So business is like this. First year is critical. 2 things gone here or there, the baby dies, right? So at that time you got to emotionally very strong, right? Because business needs you. You're like a mother. So you need 24 hours. Mother has to spend 24 hours with the child. Right? Just like that. So you have to take care of everything. So one thing is very important is that when we are working for certain years, we develop our strengths or skills in a specific area. But when you are alone and you're an entrepreneur, you need to be multi-skilled, right? So you have to quickly acquire all those skills, because you got to go to printer also, you got to do 100 things of your own, and suddenly because you ordered and printing was there, so you never inquired what was the cost, what was the paper size, and how the process is, because that was not we were supposed to do. So you have to quickly acquire skills. That is very important.
So I think as we get from you, I think he means that we need to also have a good team to start up. People around you, right? Yeah. You think?
See, if we see today's world, most of us, are thinking of doing something in the service industry. And in service industry, your asset is your team. The asset is not the physical office. Obviously, again, you have to keep your overheads or costs low, right? Because you are always, the entrepreneur always case of capital, and you have little bit and you want to do more always, and that's how the scenario will be. So you have to keep your costs low. I remember we had our first client after 1 year. So you have to keep your costs low. But yes, over a period of time you have to expand. That is very important.
We have with us Mr. Jasdeep from Protech, and heading a team. Jasdeep, what is your opinion on what he is saying?
In fact, as rightly said, team is very important. And I work with the company. I work with Kotak Mahindra Bank. I've just moved to Punjab. I'm heading Punjab for a division in the bank. And working in a private sector bank is also comparable to an entrepreneurship. it's also like a business. What I generally say to my team, that when you come and work in the bank, don't feel that you are employees out here. Feel that that's your shop. You have to run a business. It's a P&L thing for you as well. So costing and everything, it's equally important wherever you are, be it an individual entrepreneurship or if you are working with a private organization rather for the matter. So I think it's equally challenging over there as well.
So you are also an, you are also as a team leader, undertaker, entrepreneur who takes challenges.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, these are two things.
Okay.
One is your entrepreneur. Second, you have entrepreneur bent of mind. Right?
So he is moving with an entrepreneurial background.
Absolutely.
You have to have that bent, otherwise.
And that's the ideal scenario for any organization honestly. In fact, that's the point I would like to bring here is when we are expanding, and I said building a team. If you can pick the people who have entrepreneurial bent of mind, it can be nothing like it. Because people around you have to take they have to take decisions of their own, right? They have to be go-getter, they have to take initiative. And only people with this bent of mind will do that. Otherwise, there are people who are doers only. You tell them, only then they'll do. Otherwise, there's no work, they will sit idle. And these are the kind of people actually, the more you have in your team, the more problems you have actually.
We have somebody here, young, budding, aspiring entrepreneur. He is
good it is. So I am just looking for ideas to how to start it up.
okay. Good. I think.
What do I need initially?
So
I
what
have
do you
an
want?
idea somewhere back of my mind. I'm just trying to pick up things which I can put into a frame and then go on with the idea. That's what I'm doing.
We have an example. We had a talk called Upcoming Star, the 14th edition, and there was a gentleman who was heading that talk. He's a young 21-year-old boy, Gursheel Singh. So how many of you have heard of Bookshala.com? Okay. So Bookshala, these are 7 partners, Hitesh. They have started this, making offline books जो बाहर 15 सेक्टर में बिकती हैं, उनको online करके. And they on their cycle, on their motorbikes, they go and deliver these books in the evening. So they're running this portal online. And they just now got their first round of funding of 30 lakh rupees. So they're still studying. It's the idea and the passion and determination. What
Yeah,
do you say?
because today if you see, with IT in place, there's no age to become an entrepreneur, I say. Right? And there's no dearth of ideas. Nobody thought that Facebook will be an integral part of our life. And nobody can still predict how long it will stay. Right? So, technology moves so fast. Right? And money can't do. And then Google is a classic example. Microsoft put their everything to stop Google. And when Google was nothing. Right? Still Microsoft couldn't do anything. They had the team, they had the money. Right? And right there knows today Google has taken away the market. And today Android, the way it has come up. So it's ideas at the end of the day.
People say there is God, there is Google. Well, anybody of you from that side has any question to ask to Hitesh or among the audience? Would like to share what you are thinking, what is going on in your mind at this stage of life? Anybody? Harshit, you have a question? You've been in a job for a while now.
Yes.
And you are also an entrepreneur, I believe.
Not me, my wife is.
Okay. Harshav is with KPMG and
I'm with KPMG for the last 2 years. Before that, I was with Deloitte. By profession, I'm a chartered accountant and a lawyer, and 7 years of corporate experience. Obviously, I have a friend of mine, from the very beginning only. Because my story is my father got VRS, has to take VRS because he was working with Tata Group of Industries. So the plant has to get shut down. So the earlier thoughts, that job security, that washed away. It's a totally myth that there is job security. So I thought that job में तो ज़्यादा देर कुछ possible नहीं है because you can't be there is no full proof. you have to do something of your own to go for a long run. And only a decision has to be taken by anybody who want to be an entrepreneur. Like Mr. Ramesh has taken a decision, and from the 1 year he want to take a decision. Finally he could. And now in the journey getting started. The only one hiccup is their decision.
Hridesh, do you think money is important or skill? In your experience?
Skill is always
Skill.
because money will always follow skill.
काबिल बनो कामयाबी आएगी.
See, the decision has to be taken. I'll share with you. You know, if you see back, to go back in history, there are less people from AIIMS becoming entrepreneurs. You know, the reasons behind it. Last 2-3 years, campus have started supporting. Like Ahmedabad said, you know, if you take entrepreneurship, and if you're not, so you want to come back. Next year, we'll allow you to sit in the campus. The idea is, you know, there are two things. Because we have to take a lot of risks, right? And whenever we are younger, like he's very young, right? So that nobody is dependent on him today, let us say, as you, right? So you can manage, right? I remember for first 3 years I hardly purchased any clothes, right? But when you have kids around you, you can't do that because they are also suffering with you, right? So when you take decisions at early age, so one is that, you know, that ultimately our decision taking or risk taking ability reduces with age because we have more responsibility. There are people, you know, so then you do not, because you have to think then about your wife, your children, you know. So these things delay, but then they actually create more bigger walls because as the age passes by, so the walls are fortified. So that's the one advantage when you start early. We had hardly any, you know, responsibilities. ठीक है यार, 4 साल नहीं लगे तो फिर जॉब में जा सकते हैं. There's a, you know, worst come worst, right? And I see a lot of people, you know, starting something on their own, then going to job, again 2 years, then they start again. It's just like hit and try. You can't be successful. I can see today we are talking about Bullseye, something which we did successfully. But I can tell you 5 things which we did and we left. We got into hardware business. I remember in 1999 our turnover from hardware business was 1.5 crores. It was pretty decent by that time. We left that business. We were not happy what we were doing there. I sold credit cards also. I remember Amex, very difficult to make those credit cards. Mechanics was a difficult credit card. So we have done so many other things also. Right. Obviously, people will talk about your successes. You know, nobody want to talk about your failures. Now, that is very important. That we are bound to have failures. Right. So you don't have to be afraid from them. You have to move on. Every failure has to be taken as a learning experience. That has to be the philosophy. If you cry over, you know, failures, you can never be successful. Then you have to move on. We are human beings. We have to learn. That's the whole philosophy.
I think I totally agree because what better example could be than Google team, Larry and Sage. When they, you know, these guys developed this concept of Google and they were looking for somebody to fund them. So they didn't get, till the 10th investor, nobody funded them. They got the 43rd investor, he funded them, they funded them. And they put a condition that, okay, 70% or 80% would be our share. You won't be, none of you would be the CEO of the company. Imagine your baby, somebody's, you know, going to own it. Isn't it difficult psychological? But with an intelligent mind, it is possible. They said, okay, we are okay with it. After, I think, 10 to 11 years, I might be wrong in some, you know, calculations, but after 10, 11 years, Larry became the CEO. You know, so there was persistence, there was faith, there was determination within the dream. So yes, it is, and see what Google is now. They failed 43 times.
I'll share an example with you. As I was in Delhi earlier, and Sagaratna Group was my client. Now the promoter of Sagaratna Group, he was in class 10 when I think he lost a couple of 100 rupees which he owned from his father. So just within thought of getting bashed up at home, he ran away. He went to Mumbai and worked there as a canteen boy. And from there he started up one small Sararatna store. He came back to Ghaziabad. Ghaziabad was his first Sararatna. He has grown to that level that last year he got a PE of 180 crores in that group. So entrepreneurship started from that level. So it was just the skill which helped him to grow to that level.
That's great. Really good example. Thank you.
Today itself I read a Facebook post on Facebook. To be an entrepreneur or a successful investor, you must have two characteristics: ignorance and courage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you started Bullseye, if I now see, so I'll call those calculations which I used to make was stupid. No, because you don't know the factors, you can't put them in costing. Right. Today, honestly, we think more. At the time, because you can't see things, you cannot account. कि भाई ये कॉस्ट भी होगी, अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है तो आप बड़ा सिंपलिस्टिक assumptions दे देते हैं लाइफ में, कि ऐसा होगा और ऐसा हो जाएगा, एंड यू फील नहीं है हो गया काम, एंड देन एक्चुअली व्हेन यू in reality you move God, this is not thought of. So there are 100 costs which pile up. So you have to be ignorant. Otherwise, if you because journey is tough, right? If you know all the costs beforehand, you might not take a risk at all. You have to be absolutely right.
Sir, talking about the Bullseye, you told us about the initial days at Chandigarh, how you started and everything. But that was before Pune. The Bullseye was already started in Pune. So please share some of the initial days of how it started in Pune. How the Bullseye was actually started.
I'll tell you that, Bullseye is again a story of, three people from AIIMS. The two people in fact. And they joined hands and they started in Pune. Hariharan Narayan was one of the person who started Pune. In fact, how the Bullseye name came, he was a very bully guy in his hostel. So people used to call him Bull in IIM Calcutta hostel. So that's how the name. He said people used to call me Bull. So how the name Bullseye started. But the story doesn't end here. Harry had a girlfriend and he wanted to marry early in life, right? But entrepreneurship requires time. So he said his partner, boss, I can't afford. He left Bullseye, right? Harry is a very successful, you can say, he was executive director with Economic Times. He used to edit 4 pages of PT. He has handled brand equity completely of his own. So, he knows all the CEOs across India, by they know him by name. So, in terms of very successful, but he left Bullseye because he didn't have that patience and time. That's how Bullseye started in there, and then it changed hands. And then Mr. Atul Gopal came into Bullseye. Today he's there with Bullseye. And so then the second person also left. He had 3 businesses or 3 things. Today also he's back into the industry. If people recall, the first .com boom was 2000-2001. Right? At that time, a lot of fundings were there. At that time, and a lot of online went burst in that year in US also. So 2001 to that time. So he had a online retail chain in Chennai, so which failed. He again came back to education. Today he is doing very successfully. He is number 1 player in Chennai, Ascent Education ke naam se. He has seen that. So that was the co-founder of Bullseye.
I have a question for both. First, we'll ask the audience and the students. You guys are young, you know what is going on, you know what your friends are talking about. Can you just tell what are the hottest domains? What are the hot areas for, as in for an entrepreneur? What is going around? What is floating around? Maybe from the back. Mobile applications, IT, what? Like pharma, biotech?
Education sector.
Education. What you have? What? Education. Sir?
After we have a discussion, this conclusion.
Okay.